Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's meditation with me, Jill Pulowski, here at Vitalia in Strongsville, Ohio. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day and a wonderful spring. Maybe some of you are feeling summer-like today. I know here in Cleveland it's almost 80 degrees, so it feels really good to finally be there. Today's meditation, we're going to do something a little bit different. So if you've been following along or coming to class or rewatching these videos, we usually go and do some visualization. Maybe we're picturing ourselves floating away from our stresses. Maybe we are picturing loved ones. Maybe we are walking through a field or lying by the ocean. But today we are going to do something a little different. We are going to go through the five senses, and we're going to meditate on these five senses, really trying to experience them as if they were happening, but obviously they're not. We're not going to be really tasting anything. We're not going to be really smelling anything or hearing anything. But in our mind, we are going to bring those senses to life. And this kind of meditation awakens the senses a little bit more. It might bring back some nostalgia. If we are feeling maybe disconnected from our past, a past loved one, and we want to imagine, smelling grandma's apple pie or mom's apple pie, we can bring those senses to life by just kind of experiencing them as if we were still breathing in those wonderful smells, or seeing things that aren't really there, or tasting something that is obviously not in our mouth, or feeling the touch of something when nothing is really touching us. So it's an interesting meditation. It's an interesting experience. Hopefully we will be able to get to that point where we are experiencing these things. And if not, that's okay. Don't try too hard. Don't force anything. Allow it just to come to you naturally. Okay? So we are going to start, as always, by just warming up the body a little bit, getting some movement in so the joints are loose, so the muscles aren't tight and tense while we relax into meditation, and to get some oxygen flowing through the body. So the oxygen is such an important part of not only meditation, but also just our daily health. We don't realize when oxygen comes into the body, it goes into the bloodstream, and all of that oxygen in the bloodstream is then pumped into all of our organs, keeping them healthy and alive. Pumping into our heart, pumping into our lungs. The blood is flowing through the whole entire body and into our skin, because that's the biggest organ. And of course, our brain, which we need a lot of oxygen up there in order to continue to have that healthy cognitive mind. So before we begin, I want you all to sit up nice and straight. So sitting up straight means both feet flat on the floor. So we want the blood to be able to flow and the oxygen to be able to flow from your head to your toes without any restrictions or obstacles like the crossing of the ankles or the crossing of the knees. So feet flat, hips nice and grounded on your chairs. You're going to stack your heart over your hips, so we don't want to slump and lose that alignment. We want to pull everything as if there was a string attached to your head, pulling it up nice and tall. So head over heart and heart over hips. Feet flat, arms resting on your lap or on your chair. Good. And as we sit up tall, we just kind of notice how good it feels, right? It feels so much better to sit up tall, and you feel like that strength and confidence a little bit more than if we were slumped in our chair, just kind of not putting any effort into our bodies. So nice and tall, we are going to now pay attention to that breath. So breathing from your navel up into your throat or up to your chin or mouth, however far you want to take it. We're going to take a deep breath in. So imagine that breath starting at the navel Filling the lungs, filling the throat all the way up. And then slowly breathing it out. So kind of controlling that breath as it leaves the body. And then controlling the breath as it comes into the body as you inhale. And slowly breathing out. So a couple times, fill and empty. And fill and empty. And take your time, breathe in and breathe out. And one more big breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. On your next breath in, I want you to bring your shoulders up to your ears. So inhale those shoulders up, and then exhale the shoulders back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time. You might be hearing some creaks and cracks in there. Exhale it down. Good. And then bring both shoulders forward, round your spine. Feel a stretch through the whole rib cage. And then pull those shoulders back. Bring the chest forward. Feel the stretch through the front of the chest. Good. Take forward and shoulders back. Forward and back. And forward. One more time and back. All right, shake those shoulders out. Hopefully this part of the body where we hold most of our stress has left for just a moment anyway. So now that we have warmed up the body, the shoulders, the breath, we're going to go ahead and relax. So keep both feet on the floor. As always, we still want that blood and oxygen to flow, but the upper body, we can lose that perfect posture. So go ahead and sit back, lay back in your chair. Maybe if there's a back to your chair, you lean the head back onto it. So anything that feels comfortable. If you feel comfortable sitting up straight, you can do that. That's okay. That's just fine. We just want to make sure that you are comfortable and feeling like you can relax and allow the mind to take over. So go ahead, take a few more moments to get into that comfortable seat. And then we are going to close our eyes gently. And don't squint or crunch the face, just allow the eyelids to gently shut. Allow the eyes to come together and touch without feeling any wrinkles in the face by crunching them in or crunching the forehead. Just gently let the eyelids touch. And then soften your jaw. Take the teeth apart from each other in the mouth so we're not clenching. Let the tongue rest. And then slowly begin to breathe. Again, feel the breath moving in and out. Soft and steady, unforced. The breath is moving in. And the breath is moving out. Nice and slow. Breathing and emptying. As we begin to breathe and pay attention to the breath, begin to erase all the thoughts that are going on in your mind currently. So if we're thinking about lunch or thinking about the things we need to do today, let all of those thoughts go from the mind. And just think about the breath. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Let the body relax a little deeper with each exhale. Letting go of all of stress and tension through the physical body. Relax, relax, relax. As we begin to navigate through our five senses today, I want you to concentrate on each sense that we talk about individually. And remember not to try too hard. So if one comes easily, that's wonderful. If another one is a little harder and we're just not getting there, that's okay too. Maybe we just imagine how we would feel if we heard the sound, if we can't actually hear it in our mind. As we relax into our seats, we're going to start with the sense of hearing. Clear your ears of all other sounds that you might be hearing around you. If you hear people in the hallway or maybe traffic outside, try to clear so you're hearing nothing but your breath at this moment. Let your mind sink into a space of lightness, as if you were just floating in time. And I want you to begin to hear the sound of beautiful music. Allow in your mind to hear the sound of beautiful music. A piano, a horn, a violin, a guitar. Gently hear the sound of music in your mind. Feel as the body and mind react to that music. The freedom and goodness of the song. You may hear this music softly, as if it were just in the background. Very, very soft in the back of the mind, the music plays. And then bring that music to the forefront of the mind, allow it to get louder. Maybe as we hear the music, we can even envision that instrument playing. Or a band playing, or an orchestra playing. Without trying too hard, hear the music playing in your mind. And that music might stay there in the background a bit, but begin to bring in the sense of sight. So as we listen to the music in the background ever so lightly, begin to see colors in front of you. The colors of the rainbow, either in a line or swirling. Maybe they're coming in and out like a pulsating light. And see the colors of yellow and orange, red, green, blue, purple. And if we can experience both the hearing and the seeing, Great. If you have shut off the hearing and only are concentrating on sight, that's okay too. See all the beautiful colors in front of your eyes. Notice how each color might make you feel. Maybe it makes you feel as if you are floating away as we see all these colors in front of us. Yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple. And see all the colors in your mind's eye. And keeping both of those senses alive, if you can and if you want. Hearing the soft music, seeing the beautiful colors, begin to invite in the sense of smell. And smell the fragrance around you. It may be fruity, it may be floral. Maybe you're smelling what the colors smell like to you. Maybe we are smelling that fresh baked apple pie. Listening to the music and seeing the colors in front of our eyes and smelling something delicious. Notice how the fragrance comes into the nose and fills the mind with memories, fills the mind with joy as we take in the smells. Again, try not to try too hard, but hopefully some kind of smell will come to mind. And if the smell isn't there, maybe we just picture what it is that we're smelling. The apple pie, the flowers, the fruit. And keeping those three senses alive, we'll move on to taste. So as we are listening to that music in the background, as we are seeing the colors vibrantly swirling in front of us, as we are taking in the smells of that deliciousness, begin to find taste in your mouth. Now, it's not really there, but imagine what something good would taste like. Maybe we are tasting that same fruit that we're smelling. Maybe we're tasting that same apple pie that we're smelling. Or maybe it's a whole nother taste in our mouths. Maybe it's a taste of a nice, cool iced tea. Or the carbonation of a soda pop. To begin to find the sensation of taste in your mouth. And again, if you are having trouble finding that sense, maybe we just visualize the thing that we are tasting. And we remember what that tastes like. And then that sense comes alive. The music is playing. The colors are surrounding us. The fragrance in the air smells wonderfully. And the taste in our mouth brings back those moments of enjoyment. And keep all of those four senses alive. The hearing, the seeing, the smell, and the taste. And then begin to invite in the last sense of touch. Maybe in this sense, we feel just in our bodies the heat or the warmth of the moment. Maybe we are outside enjoying the music and seeing the colors and smelling the scents and tasting the goodness, and we feel the warmth of the sun on our skin. Maybe we're wearing a fuzzy fur jacket and we feel that softness on our skin, or our favorite blanket. Maybe we feel the sweat, the perspiration on our skin as we sit in the sun. Or maybe we feel the cool breeze passing over us. And begin to bring in the sense of touch. Allow yourself to feel something on the body. Softness, coolness, warmth. And then begin to imagine all of those five senses together. We're hearing the gentle instrumental music playing ever so softly in the back. We're seeing the colors vibrantly surrounding us, whether it's lighting from the sky or just that swirling bit of color in our mind. We smell the fragrance that is around us, the flowers, the food, the fruit. We taste the deliciousness in our mouths. We feel in our bodies the warmth, the breeze, the sweat, the coziness, the softness. And take a moment to feel all of these five senses, to experience all these five senses, and then picture yourself somewhere. Maybe it's a beach. Maybe it's your backyard. Maybe you are at a concert. And see yourself in your mind's eye at this place, experiencing all of these senses at once. What you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, and what you're feeling. And in this moment, as you see yourself wherever you are, feel joy, feel gratitude to be able to feel these things. Know that the body and the mind and all of your senses are alive. And take a few more moments just to enjoy this moment. Moment of freedom, moment of full experience of life. And then slowly begin to come back to that awareness of your breath. The breathing in the breathing out. Feel the breath moving through your body. And then begin to invite in some soft, gentle movement. Wiggling your fingers, waking up the hands. Wiggling your toes inside of your shoes to wake up the feet. Gently letting your head rock from side to side as we wake up the neck. And then come back and find that nice posture in your chair. Sit up nice and straight again. Shoulders, heart, hips. And together, let's take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up. And then slowly let that breath release. Let your eyes begin to open, and coming back into this beautiful space that we are in. Sometimes we are moving so quickly through life that we forget to be aware of our senses. We are so used to seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and feeling that it just is second nature to us. It just happens, and we are not tapping into each and every detail of it. We're not enjoying that sense to the fullest because we're so busy with everything else. Maybe we're at a movie theater and we're so busy watching the screen that we forget how good the popcorn tastes, or the sound as it's coming at us from all directions, or the smell of the room with everyone and their snacks, or the coolness, it's always cold in there, that we feel in a movie theater. And that's how it is in everything in life, even driving your car. We're so used to driving down the road and not really paying attention to anything else but where we're going that we forget the sounds outside if the windows are down, or the music that's playing on the radio, or the smell of the air, or how the breeze is hitting our face or blowing through our hair. So this week, as you move out into your days, pause in moments and notice your five senses and what's working. What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? What are you feeling? That's your homework this week. Go ahead and really experience every detail of all of your senses as you move in to any direction, whatever you're doing. Notice every detail and really experience life. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next time.